King G7.
And now white is up a
Oh, he mouse slipped.
And we are approaching the final game of this match, the Armageddon.
I think the players just want to play chess. You know, if the game ends, if match ends after 2 games, there's no Armageddon. So they just wanted to play another game. You know, I'm with them. And we see a repeat of the opening from round 1. It is another Petrov. Hans showed very, very little in that first game. So it'll be up to him to try and improve on that game. Of course, he cannot play for a draw like he did in that one, but does have a big time edge, and we can see the players blitzing it out. A carbon copy of their first game. We had the exact same position here. Knight to h4 on
Quite
the board.
incredible, the resemblance and openings from game 1 and game 3 just now.
Yeah, Hans, this is what he does, though. He likes to stick to his stuff. He's well known for playing the Italian game every chance he gets. He's stuck to this line against the Petrov, so he just sticks to the same thing and plays it over and over again. Much like his idol, Bobby Fischer. Fischer was well known to stick to the same systems.
And as we see here, Hans Niemann with extreme good time management. He's only used seconds on his clock despite playing 18 moves already.
And a clear improvement over the first game. The computer's already saying white is a little bit better here. After this exact move, the knight jump to f5, the so-called knife f5. But still, very solid position for Nepo, who does have to play quickly here.
And look at this last move, bishop f4, trying to earn those dark squares in the black position. If those bishops trade off, that d6 square is glaring for that knight to jump to.
Yeah, very well played by Hans in this first game. It's a completely different Hans when he's playing for a win with white. Now knight to g6, allowing the trade of bishop, so that knight will win the d6 square. But then it'll be up to black to try and play around this knight. But computer giving white nearly a full point advantage at this point.
This is crazy domination by the white pieces from basically a normal position. Hans brings his knight to a very nice square on d6, attacks this rook, gains the initiative in this position, and now can bring more pieces in.
Seems like Nepo is just kind of still reeling from that first game. I mean, he was so close to winning the match, but now he's got to hold. And f4, not the most accurate move, but a very aggressive one and very logical one. He's starting f5, winning the game on the spot. Now black has to find a way to defend against this threat.
Yeah, this powerful f5, pawn to f5 threat, hitting the rook, hitting the knight, a big fork threatened on the board.
What can he do? Nepo under 6 minutes, so there is no increment in this game. He is going to have to speed it up at some point if he wants to keep his chances alive.
Reclining knight move, a slight mistake by the black pieces, which Hans does not take time to hesitate on. Knight g3 was the most precise move, and now white comes into this middle game with a full point advantage.
Apparently queen e7 black had to play. That's a tough move, allowing the fork and then finding tactics after that. So we can see that Hans' move is actually very, very dangerous for his opponent. Not easy to deal with at all.
And Hans swings in his second knight in the black position. This is full-on parasite infiltration.
Now Nepo clearly unhappy with these developments. White has 2 powerful horses galloping over black's position. Black's knights, meanwhile, on the back foot. Queen to g3 is in the air, just threatening mate against that king. This is very bad for Nepo.
I love the white pieces. The queen can slide on into the g3 square, threaten some mates there. It looks really nice for white. Look at those knights. These knights.
All Hans on deck for the white pieces. Those pieces are in the game. Can double on the e-file at some point. And, oh man. Since losing that first game, Hans clearly woke up, realized he needs to actually play chess, play for the win. And now he's just
Suddenly
completely
white is winning.
Queen to g3 with a double threat against mate and the h6 pawn.
Oh my goodness, Hans might have this comeback in the bag already as he threatens checkmate in one move to end the game immediately.
This Armageddon has just been one-sided so far. He does have knight to g6 to defend against both threats, but then white can take on h6 and he's got f5.
Oh, that f-pawn now coming to light. Knight to h5, attacking the queen, defending checkmate at once, but white can keep the pressure by moving the queen forward 1 square and hit the knight while keeping that checkmating threat looming in the distance.
Queen up, attacking the knight. Black would have to play g6 to defend, and then that h-pawn is gone. f5 is coming, and it's completely winning for Hans, who has 3.5 extra minutes on the clock.
There you go, that knight to h5. Hans needs precision here. A reminder, he needs a win, absolutely. So when you are winning in these Armageddon situations and you have more time on the clock, you need to use that time in order to get that precision on the board.
And you know who's the least happy about this development, especially after that first game? Is Magnus
certain
Carlsen.
man upstairs. Magnus Carlsen,
He's
who
gonna
is
have to
waiting,
face.
probably watching this match live to see who will win this match and play him tomorrow.
This is going to be very, very difficult save here for Nepo. Down 3 minutes on the clock. He's about to drop that h6 pawn. Now Hans calculating. Can he take... Wait, he takes on h6 and on f7.
Oh
Just
my god,
two pawns around
pawns
the king.
up and a weak king there for the black pieces. This is not looking good for Ian Nepomniachtchi.
It's just completely over. White has 2 pawns and the compensation, as Jan would say.
However, if you take that second pawn with the h-knight, you lose your queen. So a small tactic.
Oh, well spotted, Zach. There's a rook takes e1 check in the position. Hold on.
Yes, precision is needed still.
Hold on. White has to be extremely precise. It's never too late to blunder. Queen on g4 is hanging. Don't take on f7. Rook takes e1. But of course, he should have a lot of moves. Okay, gives a check. Now the king's
playing with
forced
precision
to drop back.
here. Checking the king.
But after king to h8, that knight's still hanging. The queen is potentially hanging. Okay, goes king to g8, so there's no threat to the knight just yet. And queen h4, the queen sidesteps, gets out of the way. Now, Hans doing great here, but he does have to win the game in order to convert this match. And Nepo here under heavy pressure, still down a pawn, down nearly 4 minutes on the clock. If he loses this match, he'll never hear the end of it. f6, trying to defend whatever squares he can. I do like this move for his practical chances, but oh, Nepo hates himself right now. He's just muttering obscenities, I'm sure.
He had this match in the bag after game 1 with this very nice queen endgame maneuver. But now...
And sometimes it all just coming back like a waterfall. You know, he had that first win, that free point. He's doing fine in the second game. He blows it, and now he's in this Armageddon. He's just thinking about, how did I lose that second game? How did I get here? Oh, chess is such a brutal game.
Hans putting pressure on this black knight, looking to create further indents in the black king's defending position.
Knight g3, love this move, trading off one of black's main defenders here. And black's king is just so weak. That knight on d6, so strong. Zach, why didn't Hans do this in game 1 and just win the match from the get-go?
He had to warm up.
That's unbelievable. So takes. Black just down a clean pawn. His king is weaker. f5, a huge threat in the position to just completely open up the king side. Nepo needs a miracle right now.
Yes, the queen facing this king here. The tale of this match here is about Hans Niemann's resistance after that first game and coming back in, winning that second game, and now he basically has a win this third game if he plays consistently well.
f5, another concession for black, but he had to do it. Now h4, the h-pawn starts running up the board. Queen to g7, Nepo speeding up. Don't forget, Zach, Hans can also just win this game on the clock. He has that much of an advantage now. 4 extra minutes.
I had missed that time situation. Almost 3 times more time than Ian Nepomniachtchi. Crazy.
And we have seen players survive in very little time, looking at Alireza Firouzja, but this is really bad. This is a very difficult situation. b6, looking for just some counterplay against the white position. This is basically black's only chance to try and throw a wrench into white's plans, but h5, just keep it, keep ripping it apart. Now if black takes that pawn on h5, the f pawn drops, and the king is just completely open, so Nepo ignores it, goes rook to b8, targeting that b pawn. Simple move b3, and now rook to b4. Nepo's really picked up the pace. This is exactly what he needs to do if he has any hopes of surviving this game.
Picking up the pace, activating his pieces. Might I say, it's still completely winning for the white pieces, but I like black's situation more than 5-7 moves ago.
Absolutely. Yeah, a couple of moves ago, he was just dead.
And now it's near equal. Still advantage white, but very minimal.
Seems like white has lost a lot of the edge after these last 2 moves, queen d2 and a5. Nepo's completely turned things around. Perhaps Hans started to relax a little bit, thinking that the game is in the bag, but it's so not. Nepo is an incredibly resourceful defender. Really, all these guys are. You really got to put them away when you have the chance.
Reminder that Nepo needs a win or a draw from this position. So he's very content if he can equalize.
5 here now. Hans has a lot of time. Trades on e6, goes to rook t1. He's still doing incredibly well. He's up a pawn. Black's king is weaker, but Black has never had a better position. This has been trending Nepo. He's clearly back into the game. He's no longer thinking about the past. Now he's just focused on surviving this for as long as he can. A rook e8 check. Goes king to g7. I think definitely the safer square there for the king. And now can white hunt the king down? You know, I feel like psychologically this is completely turned around. Hans is the one that needs to win this game. He needs to show how he's actually going to get to this king.
And it looks like they're shuffling here greatly in Nepo's favor. If they shuffle 3 times, it's a draw automatically, and Nepo takes the match. So Hans needs to find something else to play in this position.
Hans starting to feel the pressure. His heart rate has, again, back over 140 beats per minute. Nepo not far behind. He's at 133 and counting.
And I love this long-term pressure that the black pieces have on this white king here. The queen, the knight, they're both lined up against this weakened g2 pawn. And might I say, this black rook keeping this knight defended, and everything glues together.
Now, the reason I think Hans is struggling is because black is a massive threat. Knight takes pawn on g2, followed by rook to g4, winning the queen.
Sacrificing the knight.
So second repetition, Hans cannot keep repeating here, and this is really tough. This is very tough for white to find the way. I don't see how he actually keeps the game going. Black's counterplay is quite strong. Man, how is Hans not winning this game?
White has one move, and he finds it. Pawn to a3, preserving the only move preserving the advantage for the white pieces.
Oh, that's clutch. Now knight takes g2. He has a takes b4.
This rook is hanging and is lacking squares.
Now it's Nepo's turn to find something precise. If he goes rook takes b3, well then queen takes f4. He has to do something with this knight. Knight h3 check is the only move I can see. But then king h2, everything is still hanging. So what's the follow-up there?
This is an absolute critical position for Ian Nepomniachtchi, who's down to 90 seconds on the clock. It's not very comfortable of a situation to be in right now. How's he going to pull his way out of this? He needs to find this only move in this position to maintain balance. Otherwise, it's completely winning for the white pieces.
The computer is showing something insane, Zach. It's knight h3 check, king f2, knight back to f4.
Incredible.
Just leaving the rook hanging.
And the king is lured to h2 in that scenario. And what if you take the rook then?
Then if you take the rook, there's going to be a queen h6 check, followed by discovered attack against the queen on d2. Wow. Zach, this is impossible to find.
This is a resource that will take you all of your time to find, and if you don't find it, you're in trouble.
He's got no time, and he doesn't know there's a resource.
He plays queen g5, and now Hans is winning again, completely.
Rook h8 check, and knight f7. But rook h8, he'll avoid it with king to g7, but then maybe white's queen gets into the attack. Hans is now winning again. You know, I think he was always kind of winning. This computer defense was just unfindable.
So computery and so not easy in human practice. However, will Hans capitalize on this? This is his second chance of this very game to have a winning advantage. Will he find a way to convert this time?
He's got 3 minutes. His rook h8 check, followed by queen b2. He can start with queen b2 as well, threatening a mating attack against the enemy king. 3 minutes here, more than enough time for Hans. And he misses it. King f1.
And now it's equal again.
Rook takes b3. Now black is fine.
What are we witnessing?
But 40 seconds for Nepo. And he gives the queen.
The king. What?
King g7.
And now white is up the queen.
Oh, he mouse slipped. He mouse slipped.
He mouse slipped. No.
He mouse slipped. He wanted rook b1 check.
And Hans is cheering in the air, and Nepo is frustrated beyond belief.
Unbelievable. What did we just see?
That is not a happy result. You can see Ian Nepomniachtchi not content with
and he's telling us that rook b1, rook to b2, I was fine. Oh no, the mouse slip, the table slam. Unbelievable. Nepo did everything to save that game. And then his mouse failed him. Unbelievable.
It was over anyway. The queen takes the rook with check.
Oh, he put his king on the wrong square.
Yes.
Oh. Unbelievable.
Absolute theatrics today.